I was 19 when my identity was stolen. Someone used my ID in another state, and my driver's license was suspended nationwide. The notices never reached me, and I was left juggling unpaid tickets, rent, and a full-time job that was on the brink of collapse. I took on freelance gigs to stay afloat, but the bills kept piling up. Eventually, I was arrested and spent 2 weeks in jail. The experience cleared the tickets, but my family saw it differently. They disowned me, cut every tie, and I was left to rebuild my life on my own. I changed my last name, locked down my social media, and threw myself into college and a new career. 15 years later, I finally felt stable and happier than I ever had before. Then, 2 weeks ago, there was a knock at my door. It was my mother and father. After a decade and a half of silence, they stood on my porch, cash in hand, saying a private investigator had finally tracked me down for $5,000. "We've missed you," my mother said, "and we see you've turned your life around. We want to be part of it." My heart pounded. I asked, "Why now?" Their answer was a rehearsed apology about the shame they thought I had brought to the family name. They spoke of nieces, nephews, and a growing family that wanted to know who I was. I shut the door, locked it, and pulled the curtains. I could hear their footsteps lingering outside, their voices trying to get through the glass. I felt a wave of tears and shaking that I couldn't stop. The next days turned into a strange cat and mouse game. My parents began showing up at the grocery store, waiting outside my apartment building, even following me onto the train platform. I ignored them, headphones in, pretending they weren't there. A friend of mine started calling them fleas, and we turned their unwanted attention into a twisted game, meeting them in a park and delivering a courtroom-style verdict. They were guilty of everything, and I would hear them out just once. When we finally faced each other, I told them plainly I had built this life alone. No one from that past existed for me anymore. I reminded them that my brief stint in jail was the only reason they ever chose to cut me off. I warned them that if they continued to stalk me, I would involve the police. After that confrontation, I locked every door, pulled the curtains tight, and let the tears flow. I realized that the family I once knew no longer mattered. I have a quiet life, a handful of true friends, and a future I built with my own hands. Their sudden return only reminded me how far I've come, and how firmly I intend to stay where I am.